The clearing was silent when they left the kestrel behind. The ship sat in the moonlight like a sleeping predator, its matte hull gleaming faintly, engines cooling to a low hum. Lyra sealed the rear ramp, the sound vanishing into the frozen air as if swallowed. They moved quickly, their breath steaming in the cold, boots crunching over frost-hardened dirt. The narrow track ahead wound between jagged outcroppings of rock, mist curling low to the ground. The first glitch came less than a minute in. Zephyr's wristcom spat a sharp burst of static, the screen dissolving into flickering lines before snapping back. Seconds later, Zane's energy staff buzzed once and went dead in compact mode, its hum gone, only to spark back to life a heartbeat later. Ronan's wrist scanner froze entirely, the display a mess of color bands until he smacked it with his palm. "Same as the kestrel," Zane muttered. "It's not the ship," Zephyr said. The interference deepened. Lyra's comm earpiece crackled, a brief warped distortion crawling through it, like a voice too faint to understand. She pulled it out, scanned the path ahead, and said, "Keep moving." They crested a ridge and Sierra came into view. The outpost's high perimeter walls loomed in the moonlight, intact but dark in places. The watchtowers glowed faintly, but their lights didn't hold steady. They flickered in long, irregular patterns, sometimes dimming for several seconds before flaring again. Each pulse seemed to ripple through the ground beneath their feet, and with every flicker, their gear responded in kind. Zephyr's comm cut out completely. Zane's staff went dead again. Ronan's scanner shut off and refused to restart. "It's like it's reacting to us," Zephyr murmured. Zane's jaw was set tight, his eyes fixed on the gate. "Then let's move faster," Lyra's voice cut in, sharp. "No, we do this right. We don't know what's inside." "If there are survivors, every second counts," Zane snapped. "The sooner we finish here, the sooner we get back to Kalis, the sooner I—" He caught himself, but the edge in his voice made it clear. Lyra's gaze lingered on him for half a second longer than necessary. "We'll get back," she said. Her tone softened just enough to take the sting out of it, but she didn't slow her pace. They reached the wall. Up close, frost clung to the stone and metal in uneven patches. A jagged black scorch mark tore across one section, deep enough to warp the plating. The ice near it had melted and refrozen into strange ripples. Ronan crouched, gloved hand brushing the edge of the burn. "Matches what we've seen in the barrier incident reports." Zane glanced at it, expression grim. Not an accident. The gate itself stood slightly ajar, a slab of reinforced plating, tall enough to swallow them whole. One control panel had been forced open, its innards dangling in tangled wires. The indicator lights blinked in no sequence Lyra recognized, some pulsing slow, others rapid, as if listening for input that never came. She signaled the others to position. Ronan moved to the gate and shoved, muscles straining as the hinges groaned in protest. The gap widened just enough for them to slip through, one by one. The moment they stepped inside, the air changed, colder, heavier, like stepping into water. The inner yard lay in shadow, broken only by the uneven flicker of perimeter lights. Each time the lights dimmed, the air seemed to press closer. The gate creaked behind them. Zephyr, last in line, turned just in time to see a shadow ripple across the frost near the outer wall, quick, fluid, and gone in an instant. The nearest tower light went out entirely for a single breathless beat before buzzing back to life. When he looked again, there was nothing there. The gate shut behind him with a deep, echoing clang.